Good day, everybody. I hope that you are well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 6 English lesson on shades of meaning. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English Language Arts. We're doing grade 6, and then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of shades of meaning. All right. So when it comes to shades of meaning, right, we said our chapter is shades of meaning. Our subject is English Language Arts. We're doing grade 6. And the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of shades of meaning is to describe the difference between related words, and we're going to say if it's positive or negative connotation. All right. So when it comes to shades of meaning, right? So we have certain words, right? With that we can say are alike, but they have like small differences in meaning, right? So that is like shades of meaning. It's words that are alike, but they have like small differences in meaning. So we can use the same word to maybe describe something, but the meanings of those words are slightly different, right? So some of the words are literally, like we would say, it's alike, but some are maybe more exaggerated, some are more calmer, some has a negative connotation, and some has got a positive connotation, meaning that some can mean a negative can be more negative, or the meaning towards it can be negative. And then we can have also a word that we can still use that is like similar to one another, but that word can be more positive, right? All right. And if we look at a few examples, right, of shades of meaning, right? Like we said, it is words that are alike, because we can use these words to also describe something else, but they have like slight differences, like small differences in meanings, right? And these differences in meanings, right, we call them shades of meaning. And if we look at a few examples, right, of different words that have got like slight or small differences in meaning, then it's words like stare, peek, and glare. So I'm sure like all of you heard already about stare. It's like you're staring at something or someone. And then to peek, it's like you usually when they show actions of how somebody's peeking, and then it's like the one eye is closed and you're like peeking either through a small hole, or like you are looking at something that you're not even supposed to look at something, you know. It's like you don't want somebody to see that you're looking at something. And then we have the word glare, right? Glare is like if somebody gives you a look, but in a not so nice way. Like they're giving you attitude, right? But we will look at the difference in those meanings. So if we specifically look at the word, right? If we look at the word, let's quickly do this. All right. So if we look at the word stay, if we look at the word stay, right? The definition or the meaning of the word stay is to look at something for a while. It's like you are staring at someone. Like you're at school and you're staring at whoever or wherever that you are staring, you're looking at the specific person or thing for a while. And then if you look at the word peek, so staring is if you look at something for a while. Then we have peek, and peek is to look at something quickly. It's like you don't even want somebody to see that you are looking. You quickly look at something. And then we have the word glare, right? And glare is to look at something in an angry way. It's like you're rolling your eyes, you are pulling your face, you're looking at something in an angry way. And if you look at all three of these words, which is stay, is to look at something for a while, peek to look at something quickly, or glare to look at something in an angry way, then all three of these words, right? The words are alike. Because sometimes you'll say, like, oh no, I stared at something, I peeked at something, I glared at something, I looked at something. But all four of those words, right? They are alike, but with slight differences. Some mean something positive, some words mean something negative. And all three of those words, right? All three of those words, it means to look at something. Because when you stare at something, you're looking at something. If you peek at something, you are looking at something. And also, if you are glaring at something, you are looking at something. It's just that you're looking at something in a different way. So all three of these words means you are looking at something. It's just that you're looking at something in a different way. That is what it means. So once again, if we look at these words, right? All three of these words, they are alike, but they have slight differences, whether it is a negative difference or positive meaning of the word, right? And all three of the words, which is stay, peek, and glare, it is to look at something, but it is to look at something in different ways. All right. So now that is basically the related words, right? We call that shades of meaning. It's where we have words that are alike, but they have slight differences in meaning, right? Now, with certain words, right, that are alike, but there's certain or slight differences in meaning, you can have a word, you know, that that basically that it basically gives you an idea that it is the same, it means the same thing, or you can have words that is like opposite in meaning. Some can be, for example, as have a negative connotation to it, meaning that the word means something more negatively. And then you have words with a positive connotation, meaning that these words, right, have more of a positive connotation to the word. And positive connotation means that it is a nice word. The meaning of this word is actually very nice, like cute. And then a negative connotation, it means it is a not so nice word. All right. And if we look at the word connotation, right? Connotation, it is a feeling or idea that goes along with a word or a phrase, right? So connotation is a feeling or it is the idea that goes along with a word or a phrase. And some words, they are close in meaning, but they have different connotations, right? And we're going to look at how the connotations are different, especially if these words have close meanings to one another. And if we look at an example of connotation, right? If we look at the word eager and we look at the word impatient, eager and impatient. So we're going to look at the word eager and we're going to look at the word impatient. If you look at both of these words, you are eager for something. You're so impatient that you want it now, right? It's almost like you know that your parent is going to get you something maybe for Christmas, right? Or for your birthday. And now it's like how many days? A week and a half, or a week and a few days before Christmas, or it's maybe a month before your birthday, and your parent already promised to get you either a PS5 or an iPhone or something that you like, right? Now, here we have the word eager and we have impatient, meaning that you're so eager you can't even wait. Like you're like, I want this thing, I'm happy, I'm excited. And then you also have a word, then you also have impatient. It's like, yo, I can't wait. I'm like impatiently like waiting for this thing. Like, when is it Christmas? When is it my birthday? Like it's yo, I just woke up and it's another day and it's not even Christmas. So now we're going to look at the differences in these words. So both of these words, right? Both of these words, it's like you want something. Like you want something to happen. You want it to be Christmas now or my birthday now because I want something. But eager and patient have different connotations. One word has a positive connotation, meaning it's a nice word, and the other word has a negative connotation, meaning it is a not so nice word. Right? And if we look at the first word, eager, if we look at this first word, eager, right? It's like we said, both of these words, it's like you cannot wait for something to happen. It's like you want it to happen. But the word eager, right? Eager has a positive connotation, meaning it's a nice word. Because if you know you're going to get something for Christmas, now it's like, yo, I'm so eager, you know? I can't wait. An eager person is a happy and excited person, meaning I am happy. Oh, one more day, like 5 more days before Christmas, 4 more days before Christmas. You are even counting the days before Christmas, but you are happy and excited and you are patiently waiting. And then we have the word impatient. And impatient is a negative connotation, meaning that it is a not so nice word. And the reason why we say that impatient has a negative connotation, meaning that it does not have a nice word, then it means that an impatient person, so if you classify yourself as being impatient, then an impatient person, it is often pushy or demanding, and that is not nice. Because remember, if somebody gives you a gift or is about to give you a gift, right? Then, of course, we need to be patient. Be an eager person. Be excited. Be happy. I don't know what the gift is going to be, but I know I'm going to love the gift. But if you're an impatient person, then it's like you're pushy, like, when am I going to get it? I want it now. You're demanding. That is usually the attitudes of impatient people. And that is why we say, even though eager and impatient, right, they are similar, both of them want something, or it means that you want something to happen. But eager has more of a positive or nice connotation because you're happy, you're excited. Whereas impatient, it means that you become pushy. It's got a negative connotation. It's not nice, or you become demanding. All right. So now we're going to aplusstudents.ca, and we're going to describe the difference between related words, where we have words, right, that are alike, but they have like slight or small differences in meaning. And we're going to look at positive and negative connotations. Positive connotation meaning it's nice words. Negative connotation, it means that it is not so nice words. And when it comes to connotations, right, some of the words are close in meaning, but they have different connotations. So the meanings are slightly the same, right? But one word can either be, you know, something not nice, and the other word can maybe be something nice. All right, so now we're going to aplusstudents.ca. All right, and we already looked over, or we went over words that are different shades of meaning. And we said it's words that are alike, but they have small differences in meaning, right? So now, if we look at an like a little activity, right? If we look at a word that is more intense, so which word is more intense? Would you say crying is more intense, or would you say sobbing is more intense? Which one do you think is more intense? Sobbing or crying? And if we were to say what is more intense, remember if you're just crying, it's like you're just sitting there and your tears is falling down. Yes, you are sad, but you're just sitting there and tears are rolling down. When you're sobbing, it means that you are blaring. I would call that word blaring. You are crying. The mucus is coming out from you. The snotties is coming from your nose. Your face is soaking wet. Your eyes is puffy. So sobbing, we would say, is more intense than just saying like I'm crying, right? So sobbing, we would say it's like where you're crying uncontrollably. It's like you're crying yourself to sleep. That is sobbing. So it is more intense than just crying. A word that is more intense, we would say being exhausted is more intense than just saying I'm tired. Because remember, if you're tired, it's sometimes just the body that is tired physically. But if you're exhausted and then your brain is tired, because once your brain is tired, then it literally tells the whole body, like, look here, even 5 minutes of rest is not going to work. Right? So now let's go to our test where we're going to describe the difference between related words. So, yes, sobbing is more intense. Well done. All right. Which is more intense? Yeah, they're asking us that question again. Which is more intense? Is it crying or is it sobbing? Option one, crying, or option two, sobbing. Which one is more intense? We need to say. We need to identify the one that is more intense. And if we were to choose the correct option, then we would say sobbing is more intense. Well done. Sobbing, option two, is correct. Which is less polite? Speaking or bragging? Less polite. Is it when you're speaking about something or bragging about something? Less polite. Less polite. If you talk about something, if you're speaking about something, is that less polite, meaning you're not polite? Or if you're bragging, like, I got this, I got that, yeah, what do you have? Which one is less polite? Option one or option two? And if we were to choose the correct option, I would say bragging would be less polite. Yes, bragging would be less polite. All right, which word would you suggest is more intelligent? Being brilliant or being smart? Which is more intelligent? Brilliant or smart? And if we were to choose the correct option, we will say being brilliant is more intelligent, because yes, I'm smart, but she is, for example, he is brilliant. Which shows pride? You're taking pride in something. Is it strolling or strutting? Strolling, just taking a walk, or strutting? Chup, chup. Which has more pride? Strolling or strutting? Option one or option two? So is strolling shows more pride or strutting shows more pride? Which one is correct? And if we were to choose the correct option, the word that shows more pride, we would say option two. If you are strutting, remember, if you're just strolling, you're just walking, right? But if you're strutting, then strutting, it's like you're walking with proudness. You're walking with confidence, you know? You're walking in an, we don't say arrogant in a negative way, but you're walking, like, I've got this, like, today is my day type of walk, right? Like chest out, like you're very proud. That is how you are walking. All right, which is less common? So well done. Yes. Which is less common? Something that seldom happens, option one, or something that happens that sometimes happens, common. Which is less common? Something that seldom happens, like not always, but yeah. Or option two, something that sometimes happens. All right, and something that is less common is something that seldom happens. It doesn't always happen. And which admits fault? Which admits fault? Is it announcing something or confessing to something? Option one, announcing to something, or option two, confessing to something. And if we were to admit fault, then it means that you're confessing. Option two, well done, to something. If you are admitting, I'm confessing, right? All right, so that was describing the differences between related words, right? Now we're going to say which words are positive connotations or negative connotations. And we made examples of eager and impatient. Both of them is wanting something to happen, but one of it is in a negative way, not so nice way, and one of it is in a positive way, which is a nice way, right? So now let's go to our test where we're going to identify positive and negative connotations. All right, so which phrase has a more positive connotation? It's a nice word, a more positive connotation. Is it a nosy person or an inquisitive person? So a nosy person, option one, or an inquisitive person, option two. And the phrase that has more of a positive connotation, we can say an inquisitive person. A nosy person is very busy, all up in your business, right? Well done. Which phrase has a more negative connotation, a not so nice word? Is it a nitpicky editor or a meticulous editor? A nitpicky editor or a meticulous editor? And if we were to say which phrase has a more negative connotation, then we could say it is option one, which is a nitpicky editor. Which phrase has a more negative connotation and not so nice word? Is it an employee or an underling? Employee or an underling? So, a word that has more of a negative connotation, an employee or an underling, meaning that you're working under me. You're not just a worker here, but you're working under me. And if we were to choose the correct one, then yes, we are choosing an underling. Well done. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson on shades of meaning. We had to describe the difference between related words, and we said that we can have words, right, that are alike, but they have slight or differences, like slight differences in meaning. It can mean like one thing, right? However, the meanings are slightly different. And then we also had to describe the negative and positive connotations. Positive connotations are words that are nice, nice words. Negative connotations are words that are not so nice. So we'll have words that are similar in meaning, but one word can mean something more negative and one word can mean something more positive. So this is now the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. And I really hope that you're going to have a good evening further. So till next time, goodbye.